items before we get started. The Northwest Housing Summit is Thursday, so make sure you get your tickets because, well, all the cool kids are going to be there.
Also, loan officers. Apparently, according to an email sent out by Everbank, LP's been updated over the weekend to allow for more HARP 2.0 approvals.
Yes.
We don't know the specifics, but hey, you might try to rerun that file and see if anything's changed.
Sure, realtors and LOs, as of last week, FHA financing has gone up. It's more expensive. The upfront cost is more expensive, and the monthly MI is more expensive, so just thought you should know.
Yeah, but on a good note for LOs, FHA Streamline costs will be dropping in June by quite a bit. So if you guys know anybody that's got an FHA loan and they'd like to streamline down to the current rates, call your local lender in June because it's going to be a great deal.
Cool.
The actual mortgage letter from HUD is down below.
Also, TPWS Friday talked about the foreclosure dam breaking, and I, for one, subscribe to that theory because, well, I've spoken with a few asset managers and real estate attorneys that handle these matters, and they both have said that they're preparing for a 5 to 8 month supply of homes to be coming on the markets this year in 2013. So, get ready.
Hey, one last deal about HomePath loans. Lenders are now required to provide a screenshot from the HomePath website that shows the subject property is eligible for HomePath financing. Now, this is a Fannie Mae requirement.
And if that makes no sense, it's because it doesn't. So, let's get into it. Okay, so this leads us to what we wanted to talk about today. Why would Fannie Mae require such a silly task? So you're telling me that when I originate a HomePath loan, a loan program that Fannie Mae themselves set up on a property that they own, that I need to take a screenshot proving to Fannie Mae that this indeed is a HomePath qualified property?
I'm sorry. I just figured that since this is 2012 and you guys have had this thing for maybe a year, well, maybe you'd have a record of it yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, really, come on, guys. Is this what it's come to?
And these guys aren't playing around. Fannie Mae has already threatened to terminate lenders' HomePath approval status without this documentation. This right here is the biggest problem plaguing our industry, required documentation.
Realtors want to close more houses and get rid of the stigma that it's hard to get a loan these days?
Yeah.
And LOs want to be sane again?
Yeah.
Then we need to address this issue right here, required documentation.
What? What is all this talking about required documentation? How come the Yardi Source guys are talking about it, nobody else is? I don't know, but they should be. And simply put, it's required paperwork that a lender needs to have in a closed file to ensure said lender against a buyback situation.
Now, what's a buyback situation? This is when the lender is required to purchase a loan back from a lender that had purchased it due to a lack of proper paperwork.
And it's one of the main reasons that we don't sell and close more houses in 2012. Many people say it's due to tough underwriting. It's not. It simply is not. It's due to crap like this from Fannie Mae and other buyback situations that we as lenders face every day. Forbes addressed it last week in an article titled The Perfect Loan File.
It was a good article. It talked about this misconception that tough underwriting is the cause of all our problems. They came to the same conclusion that we have. It's not so much about underwriting as it is about the required documentation.
And it's not just the bad loan officers and realtors that are running into this. It's everyone. And you would think, oh, it's only for those files that are missing stuff like W-2s and bank statements. No, that would be way too easy. The buybacks these days are for just about anything.
Yeah, one page missing out of a purchase and sale agreement. Signatures on the wrong side or outside of the lines. The GFE date's wrong.
Hey, I'm all for compliance, but really, when it reaches these levels, it's just plain ridiculous. Those reasons that Gary just gave have no bearing on the home buyer's financing issues. They're all just made up reasons to force a buyback.
This is the actual reason that Bank of America severed their relationship with Fannie Mae. That's a big one right there.
It's a huge one.
They couldn't afford the buyback.
I know, and it doesn't get any easier with small local lenders. Like most of us either work for or team up with. If a small local lender is forced to buy back a $250,000 deal, it's a huge problem. After all, they're not B of A, and if the huge mega giant B of A can't afford to buy them back, then I'm damn sure that the local lenders can't buy them back either. And you know what? This is the ultimate result of these tactics. Fewer closed loans, and a nationwide stigma that it's hard to get a loan these days.
I'm sure we've all heard this one. I don't even want to try because my Uncle Joey tried to buy a house. He has 720 credit scores and he got turned down. Or maybe sometimes it's even us folks in the industry. We say, oh, underwriting's so hard we can't get a deal to close.
Well guys, here's the deal. Again, it's not underwriting. Underwriting is not the reason that lending is difficult in 2012. Buybacks are.
After all, underwriting still allows for 580 credit scores, still allows 0 and 3.5% down loans, and underwriting still allows for employment gaps. The real problem, as we've outlined, is the buybacks.
Case in point, in 2007, 22% of the loans that were resold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac resulted in some sort of default, hence the flood of buybacks. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac didn't want all the blood on their hands, so they pushed back the loans to the original lender, like a big giant game of hot potato. Just 2 years later though, guys, in 2009, less than 2% of the loans that were resold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac resulted in default.
Now you guys can see that our problem corrected itself pretty quickly, but wait, this is 2012 and the buyback fear is still very apparent. So what gives?
Good question. This fear, the fear of buybacks, is what drives our entire industry right now.
But wait a second. Aren't we writing the best and safest loans in recent history?
Yes, we are, but apparently this is a case where the damage was so great that it takes a while for the dust to settle. So, if we want to speed up the closing process and close more loans right now, then we need to address this issue right now.
It's the proverbial bottleneck of the industry, and if not checked, this bottleneck could quite frankly choke us all out.
Matter of fact, it already is. In the meantime, guys, when your buyer or referral partner gives you pushback on what's taking so long or why you need more paperwork, you need to take the time to explain to them what the real problem is. Required documentation.
To make it simple, forward them today's show and or the Forbes article down below and watch as they finally get it and then give you a little breathing room.
Yeah, finally. Expectations are huge these days. Set realistic expectations for your buyers and referral partners, and I promise you the next time you navigate this loan process, it's going to be 10 times easier. See you guys next week. Subscribe for free, forward, share, and thanks for all the nice comments and emails.